Oh my god, I said it. I said it again. I was trying not to say what's up, guys, but first of all, we are reacting to Haminations again. He's released a few more shorts and videos. Second of all, new characters for the Teddy series are coming in soon. So we've got the wild robot, which I called him Jim, the wild robot there, and a sprunky monster. But I haven't named this guy yet, so I'm gonna think about it. Oh, I can't believe I said what's up, guys. I know I say it at the beginning of every single video I make, don't I? But first of all, let's start with we need to talk.
Life can be hectic, but some things really are important, like protecting your tamariki.
Stupid ad.
As many of you know, I've been on YouTube for about 8 years now, but
oh shoot, this is gonna be a
there's
sad
something
video.
else that's been going on behind the scenes, and I can't stay quiet about it anymore. We made another card game! Woohoo! Introducing Bull Shark, the quick-to-learn, hard-to-master bluffing game with a
I
bite.
should have
My
seen
brother
that
Brody,
coming.
his wife, our team
I
of
should
artists,
have
and
seen that
myself have
coming.
been hard at work to bring you something truly special that's sure to make a splash on your family game nights. Please enjoy.
Welcome to Bull Shark, a fast-paced card game full of bluffing,
That's
tricking,
true.
and
I thought he was
stealing.
gonna
My
say
brother and I
that.
are sure that the quick-to-learn, hard-to-master gameplay of Bull Shark will hook you right
He
away.
said
Win
it.
the game by getting rid of all the cards in your hand or by collecting 3 pearls. Every time you bluff successfully, you get a pearl. But beware, getting caught in a bluff will force you to take all the cards in the pile.
There are many powerful action cards, but the strongest of all is the Vicious Bull Shark, a trap that punishes whoever reveals it. Pay attention to your friends as they play. Are they bluffing, telling the truth, or tricking you into revealing their trap?
1-5.
He's already got 2 pearls, so if he gets away with a lie, then he wins. But wait, he could be baiting me into revealing a bull shark, which would net him the last pearl. I gotta look for any tell in his facial expression. What's he thinking?
I should call her.
Here's why you should support it today. Simple rules, complex gameplay, variations of each number card, over 40 pieces of beautifully painted artwork, unique fun facts for all the featured species. Fast gameplay means you can play multiple rounds in one sitting, multiple paths to victory, quick turn of fortune.
I'm so glad we grabbed this game instead of food or water.
It's so fun, you can hardly tell 4 weeks have passed since the shipwreck.
For real though, I will be eating one of you tonight. Find the perfect balance of truth and bluffs to your friends in bullshit.
Let me take it from here, buddy. Find the perfect balance of truth and bluffs to fool your friends in Bull Shark.
That's what I said. Is it? With gorgeous art, fast-paced yet complex gameplay, and great practice for your poker face, Bullshit is the perfect game to with your friends. Bullshit, the game with the bullshit. I'm saying bullshit. S-H.
Whoa, watch your tongue, buddy. There are children watching.
I'm not swearing. I'm saying bullshit. Why is it me but not you? Gah!
Let me wrap this up. Bull Shark, the bluffing game with a bite. Pre-order now.
Ugh, this is bullshit. Wait, no, wait.
Haminations. What happened to it being a kid-friendly channel, bro? It's not family-friendly. I don't care if you're watching him because he's the best. Okay, well, let's move on to more pain. Why does it say I've watched all this? Why does it say I've watched all this? I haven't even watched this. It must be my cousin or something using my account.
I think I lost him. Hey, I'm doing my first ever live show, and you're invited.
Yo, I'm
There's gonna be
coming.
drawing games, card games, jokes, and alleged felonies. So be sure to sign up before it's too late. Uh-oh.
He escaped! Get that little freak!
I'm not going back to jail!
That's the odd one that is out, and Brody.
Whoa there, let's not be hasty. It's me, your conscience. This ain't safe. Sledding down the stairs in a cardboard box is a recipe for disaster. Hi, I'm Bryson,
Should
and like
listen
most of you,
to
my essence currently
conscious.
resides in a corporeal form known as my body.
What do you mean, most of us?
Well, I didn't want to offend any ghouls, apparitions, or other ascended individuals who might be watching. The point is, I feel pain, and I can prove it. Ow. And if I've learned anything from my time here, it's that the internet was made for Schadenfreude.
What's Schadenfreude?
Well, it's kinda like... So, considering how many epic fail videos I've watched, I've decided to give back to the community by telling
guess
you
you
all
got the
about
nail
my
right.
most painful experiences. Pay it forward, you know? Let's start with the ones that happened when I was young.
Young pain.
There I was, sitting in the tub when I looked over and saw Dad's razor.
I feel like maybe I should touch that.
Thought little me. And I went through the motions I had seen my dad do when he shaved his face. As you might suspect, small children and razor blades aren't a great mix. I cut myself up pretty badly and had to have a band-aid on my upper lip. It made it way harder to eat my tomato soup with fishy crackers, which was the real tragedy,
Wow.
let's be honest. Contrary to how I portray myself in my videos, I'm a very non-violent, go-with-the-flow kind of person,
It was
with one
weird
exception.
in the last video.
Here it comes! But there was one other time when I wanted to solve my problems
Bro,
using a
what
good
kind of
old-fashioned
speech was that
knuckle
before you
sandwich.
punched your
Braden
ear?
had been teasing me and pushing my buttons
Here
all
it
day in
comes,
classic
what
Braden
the
fashion.
heck?
I guess it was worse than the usual teasing because after a while, something in me snapped, and I decided the time for talk was over
gorilla
and that I would let
parkour
my
mode?
fist do the talking instead. I walked across the yard, fist clenched, ready to dole out some justice. My heart was pounding. It was time for Braden to pay for
Gorilla
his
parkour
crimes.
mode.
I guess God saw what I was about to do and said,
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
So, for the time being, Braden was
The
safe from me.
beast,
But, as you'll see later, that wouldn't last
Bro
forever.
was about to beat up
Speaking
his
of
brothers
brotherly
and then the
shenanigans,
biggest
jumping
stomach.
on the trampoline with my brothers was always really fun. We would play Dead Man, have water balloon fights, and do flips. And to make things extra thrilling, they could double bounce me way higher than I could jump if I was alone. But of course, they decided to bounce me higher and higher.
Bounce him higher, together. 1, 2, 3.
Oh shit, did he break his arm?
And I learned my lesson and never got hurt on a trampoline again. I
I
asked
knew
my
it was
friends to
lying.
teach me how to do a backflip on their trampoline. It's kind of like a front flip, but, the other way. Okay. Enough talk. I got this.
You have it.
What is going on here?
I landed right on my head, and my friends legitimately thought I had died. Somehow I was fine, though, and that same day I was able to land a backflip. Little kids seem to be able to just walk away from what would have been a life-threatening injury for an adult. They're too wiggly and slippery for death to get a firm grasp on. If I landed on my head like that today, it would probably be like...
Multiple torn ligaments, severe nerve damage.
Now it's time for the worst pain I experienced as a child. We were at an indoor pool about to go home. Braden opened the door and left the building, and I was right behind him. But
What did
I
that say
stopped to
happened?
look back to ensure my parents were with us. And while I looked
Oh,
away,
yeah?
the door closed on my foot and ripped my big toenail completely off.
Oh!
Imagine just trying to walk out a door like a normal person, and the door curses you with minus 10 foot armor for a year. That's right, it took a year to grow back. Now imagine trying to put socks on a toenail-less toe. Instead of having armor, it's just nerve endings and despair. It sucks. Long story short, I think this is why I'm an avid flip-flop man. Now we're moving on to my more recent painful experiences. I was walking
The way
Bo
he
to a
just
dog
fell
park near
off
my
this,
house. We made it to the parking lot
slide.
and got a running start to jump over the divider like we always do. But I guess I wasn't locked in because my foot caught the divider and I biffed it onto the asphalt. I got up and made sure no one saw me eat it, and then realized my knee was scuffed up and bleeding. But we were already right there. Bo wanted to play with the other dogs. I wasn't gonna go all the way home without letting him play, so I just stood there watching him play while actively bleeding. Hey, are you okay? You're bleeding. Yeah, it's
Oh,
fine.
dog.
Don't worry about it. Please stop looking at me. Can we talk
Hang
about
on.
how embarrassing it is to... So, I just stood there watching him
Look,
play while
the
actively
dog
bleeding.
came and
Hey, are
licked
you okay?
the
You're
blood.
bleeding. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Please stop looking at me. Can we talk about how embarrassing it is to bleed? It's so dramatic. It didn't hurt that bad. Stop crying. I don't want these strangers to know that I bleed. Blood is the body showing weakness. Now everyone knows I'm an easy target. On that note, I didn't realize how much head wounds bleed. One time, I was picking something up in my parents' utility closet, and when I stood up, my head slammed into the fuse box door. The wound itself was tiny, but it bled so much. I think it's because a lot of people keep some important stuff in their heads, and they need blood for that. But for me, it's kind of just empty space, and this little guy. Seeing how small my brain is might explain this next story. I had recently bought some new jeans, and I was taking the stickers and tags off of them. I pulled the cardboard label thing off the belt line of the jeans and noticed that the white threads they used to hold the cardboard on were still in the pants. So I decided that I would cut them off using a butter knife. I have since learned a lasting lesson about why dull knives are actually more dangerous than sharp knives because they need more force to cut things, which means there's a greater chance of... well, that. But when I was choosing which knife to use, my brain said, big sharp knife, cut dangerous. Small dull knife, less cut dangerous. So I grabbed the butter knife and got it between the threads, but it wasn't cutting. So I applied more force, the thread snapped, I lost control of the knife, and sliced my index finger.
Oh.
It immediately started gushing blood. It was a deep cut. I wrapped it up with gauze and tape, and then, in the classic male fashion, I thought to myself,
Wow, that was a deep cut, and it hurts.
I'm gonna ignore it for some reason. Like a man.
and then I went about my day. Hours later, I visited Brody and Jen to play Mario Party, and they noticed the bandage on my finger. They made me unwrap the gauze to reveal that the cut was still oozing blood.
You should go to the hospital.
Nah.
We're taking you to the hospital.
Oh.
The numbing shot hurt so bad because the doctor pinched my finger, opened up the wound, and stuck the needle right up in there. But then I couldn't feel a thing, and he stitched me up. And I've got a cool scar on my finger now. And just recently, Brody got a matching scar due to a pumpkin carving mishap. And that's not the only time my finger has been hurt. I was visiting a petting zoo with my sister's family, and they gave us each a cup of animal pellets. Some llamas saw that I had food, and they came up to the fence to ask for some. I saw some people pouring the food into their hands and letting the llamas eat right off their hands, but that seemed kind of nasty to me. So I decided to hold out the cup and let the llama eat from there. But the llama lunged and bit the cup and started tugging repeatedly to try and get me to let go of the cup. But I couldn't let go because he also had my finger in his bite. Dude, let go. I'm hungry. I can't. I eventually broke free from his grasp, but he successfully got all the food I had. Now I had no food to give to the capybaras, and he learned that he could just bite people to get what he wants. Maybe I should take notes. I went to the aviary to forget my woes, but in classic Bryson fashion, I was wearing flip-flops, and the birds thought my toes were food, and they all started biting my feet. I even had a scab on my foot, and they ripped it off. I thought I was supposed to feed the animals, not get fed on.
Dude, I
And
did
they
it.
all started biting my feet. I even had a scab on my foot, and they ripped it off. I thought I was supposed to feed the animals, not get
I
fed
even had a
on.
scab on my
Let's see how
foot
you like
and
it.
it ripped it off.
Now, I've told you about... I thought I was supposed to feed the animals. In fashion, I was wearing flip-flops, and the birds thought my toes
I
were
need to see
food,
it again.
and they all started biting my feet. I even had a scab on my foot, and they ripped it off. I thought I was supposed to feed the animals, not get fed on. Let's see how you like it. Now, I've told you about my young pain and my recent pain, but there's one more category I've yet to tell you about. A startling amount of my pain took place on our seemingly innocent summertime family lake trips.
Oh shoot. Oh, I always get injured when
My
I go
earliest boating
tubing,
memory
guys.
was at a big family reunion. Timid little Bryson was fine just sitting in the
Tubing
boat,
sucks.
but Dad encouraged me to try wakeboarding.
I can see he
Come
got.
on, it's
can
easy.
see
You just hang
that
on,
he got
it'll be
hurt on
fun.
tubing too.
Okay, Dad, I trust you, I thought ignorantly. He strapped me in and tossed me in the lake. Hit it! I'm doing it! I'm doing it! Then the front edge of the board
Whoa,
caught the
whoa, whoa,
water.
whoa, 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 whoa.
In an instant, the insides of my sinuses and mouth became one with the lake. Not a great feeling. And that's the last time I ever wakeboarded. The risk that at any moment I could faceplant on the surface of the water at 20 miles per hour wasn't worth it to me. Next, I tried
Yeah.
tubing, a much safer option.
No,
The concept of
not
tubing is
tubing.
so hilarious to me. Whoever came up with this idea is an absolute mad lad. You tie a rope between the tube and a motorboat, hop on, and hang on for dear life. No red flags there.
Yeah, that's what you do.
My mom, brothers,
I
and I got on a
hate
big
tubing.
tube and were having the time of our lives. But then we saw a huge wave heading towards us.
Oh,
It launched us into the air, and the bottom of the tube caught the wind, and the tube started flying.
well, I just got flung up really high and then I
My mom
accidentally let go of
seriously
the
did a
tube and
cartwheel on the surface of the water. Needless to say, she has since lost her taste for tubing. I, however, was just getting started. Despite the
You
pain
think
of
that's
wiping
fun?
out, the adrenaline of trying not to die while going over bumps and being whipped side to side was too intoxicating to ignore.
What?
And like a middle schooler after a bad breakup, I was ready to be hurt again. Me and my brothers were on the tube having the time of our lives when
Oh,
Mom turned a
Bruno's
bit too
joined in.
sharply one way, then the other. The rope caught a bunch of slack and the tube slowed down. But the boat was still going, and I knew that the rope was about to gain tension and whiplash us. I sped ran the stages of grief in my mind and braced for the inevitable. The tube went from stationary to top speed in an instant. Our bodies couldn't keep up, and it whipped out from under us. But that didn't stop me. After a long day of tubing, everyone was tired and wanted to go home. But I wasn't done riding that adrenaline high.
I don't
Let me go
think
again.
I only
just
went
need one
tubing
final
like
hit, and then
twice.
I'll be satisfied. I just need a fix, bro. Please, come on, please. Since no one wanted to join me, Brody's then girlfriend, now wife, Jen, decided to throw me a bone and join me for one last ride.
Today's been so fun. I love getting to know you all better. I think I really like your brother.
Give it time. We hit a massive wave and got sent flying, and Jen accidentally pile drove the back of my head. As I crashed into the water, all I could think was, stay awake, don't fall asleep in the water, you'll die. Fortunately, I was okay and conscious, despite the pain.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Are you okay? It feels like an ice pick is being shoved into the back of my head, and I probably have a concussion. Anyway, one more ride? Who's with me? Huh? After Jen assaulted me like that, I knew she would fit right in with the rest of my family. Plus, Brody watching his girlfriend land a critical hit on his annoying little brother probably helped seal the deal. Now, as we've established, Braden is a mischievous lad who loves dunking on me. I think I just have a punchable face or something, because usually his crimes against me are unprovoked. He once offered to take me on a ride on a jet ski. How nice of him, I thought to myself ignorantly. He then turned as sharp as he could without warning and skipped my body across the water. And he brought that same energy to tubing with me. I would be sitting there minding my business and he would throw me off the tube. I kind of just resigned myself to it because Braden was always stronger than me. But he kept tossing me in the water every boating trip, and that caused a spark to ignite inside my soul. The next boating trip we went on, me and Braden got in a tube together.
Hey, sorry about always pushing you in the water. Let's call a truce.
Well, sure, I said. Then, as the tube whipped out to the side, I wedged my shoulders into the corner of the seat and pushed on him with my legs.
Wait, stop! I thought we had a truce!
The bill comes due.
This was the first time I had ever overpowered Braden. It was intoxicating. I guess not skipping leg day paid off. There. Now we're even, I said as I helped him back into the boat.
Okay, I believe you.
Braden thought to himself ignorantly. Later, me, Dad, and Braden were on the tube, and I saw a big wave coming up, and a plan formed. I braced myself, and right as we hit the bump, in the moment where Dad and Braden were weightless in the air, I kicked Dad into Braden, sending them both into the water.
Poor Dad.
Me and Braden have since put the rivalry behind us and recently enjoyed a nice wake surfing trip without incident. See?
Oh,
It
Braden.
never ends. Don't worry, though. I got him back. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this epic compilation of my worst pain ever. I sure didn't. But I've learned something about life in the process, and I've come to agree with this theory I heard on life. The theory is this: tragedy plus time equals comedy. And I can prove it. Trust me, kid, in a few years, this is gonna be hilarious. Just give it time. Hey, it's me,
God.
your favorite Bryson. Make sure to buy tickets for the...
Hang on. I'll try, bro. I think this is the only one, because that's from the same video. That's from this one.
Go on, get him!
Hi, Poppy. Someone's a little feisty today. Yes, you can chew on his arm. Who's a good boy? You're a precious baby, aren't you? Who's a good boy? You are.
Go on,
Oh,
get him!
okay.
Hi,
Bye,
Poppy.
guys.